This review is on the Bauer 20-volt cordless compact radio with Bluetooth. It is the tool only. It does not come with a battery. The listed price is $39.99. When I bought it, I paid slightly under $20, as I had a $15 off coupon, and I bought it during the 4th of July sale in 2024. This tool has, out of 483 customer reviews, a 4.7 out of 5-star ratings. It has a SKU number of 64825 and a model number of 1853C-B. Now, some of the things that Bauer boasts is its Bluetooth technology, up to 40 feet, premium speakers, crisp, clear sound, a foldable antenna for AM and FM reception, 10 digital presets, a 2.1A USB power outlet for charging most mobile phones and electronic devices. It's lightweight, it is. It has a decent LCD screen with digital clock, which I will comment on that, an auxiliary input jack, and location for a smartphone. And they also boast up to 30 hours of continuous play with a 20-volt lithium battery, which we will talk about. Let's look through some of the pictures before we get to the review. You can see that this is what it looks like. The antenna. This in the back is where your battery goes. Here's a better picture. You can see the battery at the bottom. Your cell phone can go into this strap here, and it can charge off the device. So, with that information, let's get on to the review. To go over the Bauer, we have a pop-up antenna, as you can see. We have a power button, and it lights up in red. On the power display, we have the volume level, 6, 7, 8. You can go back down to 5. We're in Bluetooth mode now. We have a USB 5-volt, BT for Bluetooth again, and a bar across the bottom for the volume level. We have the mode. We can switch around here. We're on aux right now. And we can go to FM. So you can see that we can get the radio stations pretty decent. Let's go to AM. And we get AM stations. We have the seek buttons. And if you push it, let me see how to make it. If you hold the button down, it will do a longer seek and run through the channels. I'm not sure if that can be seen right now, but it is running through the channels right now. Or you can go up in increments of 10 roughly. Now we are back in Bluetooth mode, but we're going to get ahead to FM, and you have your preset button. You have your play and pause button for Bluetooth. And you have preset for radio, where you can go through your presets. And I programmed a couple in here. So let me get back to the first one. At 0, I put in just some random numbers, 87.5. Preset 1 goes to 90.1. Preset 2, 98.1, and so on. Again, we're in FM mode. Let's try to find a station here. There we go. So, just going to go ahead and seek for a station. And there we go. We caught one at 107.5. I'm in the Washington, PA area outside of Pittsburgh, PA. So that's where these stations are coming from. So some of the features I read off to you is we have the antenna. It's a fold-out antenna, which I think is really nice. The carrying handle on the back here doesn't go all the way through, so you can wrap your fingers around it. I would prefer that, to be honest. but it's not awful. It does work. You have your power, your mode, your seek buttons, your preset, your Bluetooth play and pause, and your up and down volume. On the back, you can put something in here. You can put your phone in there or another device. You have your aux port on this side and your USB output charging on this side. And of course, you put your battery in at the bottom. I'm using a 5 amp. That's what I've been using. And just from a little bit of testing, still got three lights. Battery slides in decently nice, locks into place, and but that's it. Like I said, the handle could be a lot better to carry it. I do actually like the antenna. I was worried at first because it's so small, but it actually does quite a good job. This is a Sony AM/FM radio. It's an ICF-S10MK2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and it runs off of 2 batteries. And the batteries it runs off are 1.5 volts AA's. I have some Harbor Freight batteries in here. And we just want to see such a small radio. This is 3 volt. Doesn't really tell the output. But let me try to find a station. So, pretty decent. This is an old radio. It's not really designed for a lot of loudness. It's more of what I would consider to be a SHTF radio. But I figured why not give it a try. Now let's see how this compares in sound. Well, it's definitely going to be better. It's digital, it's new.
Asking and hoping that our Prime Minister's commitment to this will be his first priority.
Definitely without blasting. The Bauer is definitely louder. The tuner's much better, much more accurate due to being digital. But I thought it would be interesting to compare some of these items. I'm going to compare this to another Bluetooth speaker with Bluetooth options. I'm going to leave the volume at roughly 50% on both of these and just play a random song. Now this device is the ONN Indoor Speaker ND Gray. This is ONN, which is a Walmart product. So let's go ahead and currently switch them.
Power off.
Now I'm connecting it to the Bauer on the Bluetooth. And let's see, it's okay. So now we're going to go back in. We want the same volume level and about the same closeness. Now I can tell a noticeable difference that the ONN speaker has a louder output on the Bluetooth, and this is strictly a Bluetooth speaker, the ONN. So it doesn't do AM and FM. This is strictly Bluetooth, and it does have a better Bluetooth sound than the Bauer. Now, this is a $40 product, which has more features. This was a $20 product that only does Bluetooth. So it is something to keep in mind again. Now let's go with the AM FM. There's your FM. And
oh, they're really upset. So that's how the whole Song Nasty came about.
It was your response to them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a difficult thing in this industry to be, particularly in the 80s, an assertive woman. What were the barriers you came up against?
now that's just a random station, and it does have a pretty decent FM volume level. AM's close to that. I don't have anything to test the aux ability of it with. Now, Bauer claims that there's a digital clock associated with this radio, and I can tell you that there is no digital clock as advertised on their site. For the caveats about this radio, on the website, and this would be my number one, they claim that it has a digital clock, and there is no digital clock regardless of what mode you are in. FM, AM, Bluetooth, aux, it doesn't matter. There is no digital clock for that whatsoever. My second caveat would be is the volume is not really loud enough to be at a job site. I think if you are at a swimming pool, I think it's fine. I think if you're in the garage, it's fine. But I've worked on job sites and in factories for quite a while, and I can tell you that this radio would not cut it. My third caveat is the claim of 30 hours on a battery. I had a 5-volt battery in here, and I can't speak much for the AM FM. I didn't test that through a full battery, but on a Bluetooth, I'd say you're going to get between anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. You're certainly not going to get 30 hours on Bluetooth setting on this radio, and I doubt you will on AM and FM either. It does seem to have a louder music on the FM than it does the Bluetooth, so that's also something to consider. My final review on this radio. I think the website description needs to be a little more accurate on things like the digital clock. They need to give a better description of the output, and I don't think it's a good job site radio. I think it's great, like I said, by the swimming pool. I think it's great if you're in the park working out and there's not a lot of noise. And I don't think $40 is a fair price. I think this is a $20 radio, but I definitely think it's worth buying if you can get it for $20 to $30. I don't think it's worth the full price. And I would give it about 3 to 3.5 stars in my personal reviews. I do like it, and it took a minute to grow on me and get past some of the things that they claimed it had, and I don't believe it does provide those functions. So that was a little disappointing at first. But again, as I use it more and more, I am slowly falling in love with this radio.